Just found out my boyfriend got another girl pregnant. My husband screams while puking. My wife poops in the shower. My wife poops in the shower and stomps it down the drain, not a joke. She recently told me this, and I've been living with it for weeks now. She even broke the news to me while laughing about it. You know what a waffle stomp is? She asked me as she laughed and laughed so hard she started crying. I feel disgusted and betrayed. I can't even look at her over breakfast anymore before I head off to work, and while at work, all I can do is wonder to myself, is she doing it right now? Apparently, this has been going on for years. She says uses all the scented candles she obsessively buys online to mask the smell. I work 12 to 15-hour days, so plenty of time to cover her poop stink. A few times we've had to snake the drain due to a clog, and now I know why. I'm not sure I can live this life anymore. This seems written for Reddit. I hope to hell it is. Is it a post? She knows that shower pipes aren't designed for that, right? Must be why she was laughing so hard. Goes through the drain like one of those Play-Doh spaghetti makers. I legit just gagged reading this comment. To the guy who hit my dog with your car, thank you. Thank you for staying with him. Thank you for holding him and caring. I wish I could have gotten your name and number so I could call and tell you that he is okay. I could see the look of sorrow and remorse when I came up to you, and I want you to know it wasn't your fault. From the amount of blood coming from his paws and legs that I got on me taking him to the vet, I can only imagine how much you got on you while you held him. There are far too many times where a pet does not survive, and I got extremely lucky, and who knows if he would have gotten hit again if you had just kept on driving. So thank you for being a good person. When I was a kid, an older gentleman hit our family dog with his truck. He knocked on our door, and we were the only house for about a mile, so he correctly assumed she was ours. He offered to come with us to the vet's office, but we told him it was okay and we'd take her. He got back in his truck, looking like he was going to start crying. I wish he had come with us because she ended up being fine. Some poor guy is out there thinking he killed a family dog. I clicked on this post expecting it to go to a very different direction. Was pleasantly surprised, and chopping onions apparently. Glad your boy is okay. Give him lots of loves. Can't even begin to understand what the driver went through. I would have been distraught. You're a good person for not going off on one on this driver. He's a good person for stopping. Accidents happen, and it could have been a lot worse, and glad it wasn't. That's a class act. I've seen 2 dogs hit by cars, and both times the driver sped off. In either case, I wouldn't have been mad if they had stopped, even though one of them was very much the driver's fault. Hope your dog is okay. My German Shepherd I had as a kid was told she would barely be able to walk for the rest of her life, but she was running full speed later that year and lived another 12 more after that. I'm so sorry that happened, but thank you for sharing. What is your puppy's name? A guy hit my dog once and his car got damaged. He sued us for it. Yeesh. Sometimes I'm silenced by the things my daughter says back to me. I, 40M, told my 17-year-old daughter she's not allowed to be alone on dates with her 18-year-old boyfriend because I know teens sneak to have sex if left unchaperoned. She says, you know there's lunch breaks at school, right? And bathrooms and bleachers, right? You can follow me around if you want. It's not like it's gonna stop anything. I was mad, but I didn't even have a response because, damn girl, she's not wrong. At the end of the day, she's gonna do what she wants, keep an open line of communication, and teach her to be safe. She isn't even remotely wrong. Parents have been trying to prevent teenagers from having sex since literally the dawn of time. You honestly think they can't find the opportunity to do it outside of dates? It's more logical to give them access to protection than it is to try and stop them. Promote safe sex at this point. She's 17. Or piss her off and push her away by trying to control what most people that age are getting into. I let a girl sleep alone in my bed, and she said it was the nicest thing anyone's ever done for her. 17M had girl over 17F, and she was spending the night. It eventually got to the point where we had to figure out who was sleeping where. I didn't want her to feel pressured into sleeping with me. If she would have given me a signal, 1000% would have done it. I told her, I don't want you to feel obligated into anything. You can sleep on my bed. I'll sleep on the couch. She kind of had a confused reaction and said, okay. I wake up the next morning and I go to check on her, and in a choked up voice, she says something like, what you did last night was the nicest thing anyone's ever done for me. And she leans in to hug me. Kind of left me feeling weird because it's a bare minimum thing to not pressure someone into that, but at the same time, being told that felt really great. Maybe things work out with this girl. I sure hope they do. Edit. She invited me over. To make a long story short, I got what was probably the best job I've ever gotten. I guess the kindness paid off, lol. In a girl world, this would be normal, but thank you for making this girl feel safe. I was very well into my 30s before I realized how messed up my sexual encounters had been. Wanting to say no more, but being pressured. It really puts into picture how shitty people have been to her earlier. Your parents taught you well. For a 17-year-old, you did more than an adult person would. You have my respect, kiddo. This is what women mean when they want a nice guy. Dudes who will do things so they feel comfortable and not expect crap in return. Good job, man. My girlfriend lost her entire college fund for this semester to a scam. I really don't know what to say, honestly. I really love my girlfriend a lot, but I just can't put up with her naivety anymore. She lost $14.5 thousand to a crypto scam. She knows nothing about crypto at all. Nobody we know invests in it, and she fell for the scam over Twitter. That money was not just hers, but her parents, and I contributed most of it. She only works part-time as a server, so it really feels great to know the last 5 months of saving has been for nothing because she naively thought a 12-hour follower-old account on Twitter was going to give her 50 bitcoins because she won a giveaway. She's always been a moron, if I'm honest with you. She falls for things so quickly, it's kind of absurd. This isn't even the first time she's done something incredibly stupid before with money. She's always falling for sham pseudoscience scams and buying incredibly expensive supplements and products. She actually believes the YouTube scam ads and will freely give away her credit card info to any site she finds herself on. Those are easy enough to get past, however, because $50 of some stupid bottle of pills is one thing, but 14.5K is another. I'm just tired, I guess. She actually believed after a week that the transaction to transfer the 50 Bitcoin to her wallet was still on hold, and it was only me discovering her bank account had been emptied that I figured out she messed up massively. I don't even have the heart to tell her parents right now that her daughter just messed up so massively that she actually cannot attend school this semester. Now she's convinced that if she contacts the FBI, she'll be able to not only get her money back, but the 50 Bitcoin she was promised. The fact she cannot pay her tuition this semester does not even cross her mind, and she still plans to attend classes and just take out a loan or something until the FBI gets her money back for her. I plan on breaking it off this week. I'm going to tell her parents ahead of time so they don't just get dropkicked with that info that she fell for the scam. Yep, smart move. From experience, 99.99% of the time, the FBI is not interested in financial crimes under $250,000, and anything under $500,000 are very low priority cases. It's tough when someone you care about is as dumb as a rock. Beginning of the second paragraph took me out. Several skull emojis. Damn, if she just sends me a few grand, I'd be happy to send her 51 bitcoins to make up for her loss. Yikes. I can understand not willing to devote yourself to constant financial hardships due to her lack of financial intelligence. That's a headache for years to come. She's always been a moron, if I'm honest with you. Romance isn't dead. I'm quitting my reasonable, well-paid job in finance to buy a burger joint. Throwaway. I work for a bank in risk management. I get paid well, do little work, and have great benefits. I hate it. I've always hated it. My life is a constant cycle of being relaxed, f***ing off most of the time while getting paid, and I absolutely dread the occasional deadlines I have. I'm just a cog in a multi-billion-dollar global banking machine. I love to feed people. I love to cook. I was happiest busting my ass working a grill and managing staff when I worked in food service and catering in college. I would happily work 20 hours feeding people over 4 hours of this dreadful, pointless monkey work at a bank. My wife and I have enough money to open the business and build it more. It's well positioned with a lot of great development nearby, and because of the pandemic, is essentially being sold at cost. It's pretty much turnkey. If I told my coworkers, they would say I'm absolutely crazy, and I'm pretty sure I am. I will most certainly make far less than I do now, with far more work expected of me, but I would much rather own something, be in charge, and deliver smiles in full belly. Nothing makes me happier than being in a kitchen, but I'm also 35 and I have a little time on my hands to take a risk. Nobody's ever told me leaving a lucrative career for food services is smart in any way. It's not. And I get this. I'm certain this is going to fail, or at least not be worth the effort, but I'm doing it anyways and accepting the calculated risk. I'm scared I won't see my wife and son as much, and I'm scared I'll be a poor business owner, and I'm scared I'll lose respect in my social circles in the business community. But I'm doing it anyway. I'm doing it. My wife supports me, and we're stable financially, which is a blessing beyond blessings. And it's time to do something I feel passion for. It's time to or get off the pot. Happiness is the new rich. Follow your dreams, Bob, and tell Linda I said hello. I've tried my best for many years to avoid my calling as a classical pianist. I know exactly how you feel. I would pursue a hobby instead. Have a long, hard look at what you have right now. I'm going to guesstimate a house, a car, and a load of you don't really need. That's more than the average Joe, mate. Why risk to lose what so many people don't even dare to dream of these days? Who the frick gives a shit about putting smiles on faces? Life isn't a fairy tale. You're going up against a Mackey's, a Burger King, and a whatnot. Why fight the uphill battle when you don't have to? You expect your business to fail, so when that day comes, then what? Your financial ruin and broken dreams. If that's what you wish for, then by all means go for it. I know I'll get downvoted for this, so be it, but I'm not some pretentious f***er that just tells everyone to do what feels good. My boyfriend broke up with me 2 days before the surprise birthday party I threw for him. I pretended we were together in front of his friends and still threw it. This happened a while ago, i.e. pre-COVID, but wanted to share. I planned a surprise birthday party for my now ex-boyfriend. I invited all his close friends on Monday and told them to go to a local bar on Friday night. I even made a secret group meet with everyone but him so that we could coordinate, and his friends planned to bring a cake and stuff. The plan was to invite my BF to hang out, just the two of us, on Friday night and just grab a beer together. The Wednesday in between, he broke up with me and I hadn't invited him to go to the bar yet, but I still invited him anyway. In retrospect, it was probably weird AF. He said something like, I don't want to be with you anymore. And I was like, oh, okay. Still want to grab a beer on Friday though? When we got there, he ended up being so surprised he was really happy. It was a weird party for me, but I didn't feel like making a big deal of it in front of his friends. They thought we were still together, as they should have, because we both kind of acted like it and didn't say anything, and even saved 2 seats for us next to each other at the bar. It ended up being really fun for him, and I think everyone else had a good time. I was drinking and the breakup was still fresh, so I cried a couple times in the bathroom. Ah well, such is life. Wow, you're so nice. I don't think I would have been able to stomach that party, let alone be the one coordinating it. You're so nice and strong. Holy moly, girl. I'm in awe. You're a sweet and good person. I hope he thanked you for the kind gesture. I'm glad that breakup was for the best. You deserve happiness. It's okay. Life be like that sometimes. Yeah, he did me a service by breaking up with me. He treated me like trash towards the end, and I ended up meeting someone much more compatible a few weeks after that. You are a gentle and kind soul. I read in one of your comments he was shitty to you. I don't know if it's your case, but some people do that because they're too much of a coward to tell the truth, and being shitty and let you do the dirty job is easier than having that confrontation. I'm also glad that you recently found someone else who really clicked with you, and it's better. I'm glad you had that outcome. You deserve someone as kind of caring as you are. Keep being awesome. Leave shitty people behind. At least you ended it by being your best. You can never say shit about you after that. I can't stand people who are always positive and upbeat. Those people that are always full of energy and smiling. The kind of person that does a little clap and has a huge grin on their face when they're about to tell you something. Like, what are you so happy about? Why are you always moving your hands so fast? Why do you need to create some stupid job title like creativologist when you're a branding manager? It's not normal for grown adults to behave in such a way. It's unnerving. Just bring it down a notch. But of course I can't say that because then I'm the asshole. Your second paragraph seems r/suspiciously specific. Lol. I'm an extrovert that doesn't have a lot of friends. I'm just happy when I get to talk to people about things that excite me. Some of us are dying inside, but try to fake it until we can make it. Well, I never try to forget I'm really going to die, probably within 20 or 25 years or so. I want that time to be as happy and fun as it can be. That doesn't mean I don't get sad or lonely, but I try to enjoy things as best as I can. The taste of a good meal, the cool and calm of a late summer night, drink that stuff in, because who knows how much a future exists. Same man, life is short and I'm here to enjoy it as much as I can. If I don't try to see the positive side of things, I will kill myself, so let me be. I met a man who didn't know how to read today, and it's changed my perspective on life. I went to a diner in hopes of finding something good to eat. I'm waiting in line and the man in front of me turns around and smiles shyly, doesn't look more than 30. He asked if I could read the menu to him. I'm a bit confused because it's not something I normally ask by someone, but he must have picked it up on my confusion because he sighs a bit nervously and quickly says that he doesn't really know how to read all that well. This caught me by surprise, but I helped him by reading the menu to him. Even a woman behind us chimed in on what her favorite dish was. He orders and thanks me, seeming genuinely happy. I don't know what his life came to that he wasn't able to get a good education, but it makes me so thankful I had the opportunities that I did. I really wish him the best in life, and I wish I could help him in more than some way. He just looks so happy he got someone to help him. I'm tearing up, definitely a little more grateful today. My dad has a disability that prevented him from learning to read, that and growing up in the sticks in the 60s. I read for him all my life. Recently, my uncle gifted him an iPhone and made him get rid of his flip phone. I helped him set up voice-to-text and large tech display. I received my first text from my dad earlier this week. I bawled like a baby in the car. I found that often, surprisingly to me, the folks when working in healthcare in rural areas, they wouldn't be able to fill out their new patient paperwork, etc. It changed me, also when I first encountered it because of the indisputable reality of how much it can alter your life trajectory. Plot twist, he forgot his glasses and was really hungry. I was born in a third world country. Neither of my grandmothers ever learned to read, and every time I think about it, my heart aches. Maybe he has dyslexia or some other disability that has to do with visual perception, or maybe he was raised in a dysfunctional family who didn't care about his education. I'm leaving my husband because I found out that he has been making fun of me behind my back to his ex. My husband, 45M, and I, 36F, met about 6 years ago. We've been married for 1 year, and when we met, I was very fit and athletic. I started gaining weight, however, after suffering 2 miscarriages and the loss of my mother to cancer. I was very depressed and barely got out of bed if not to go to work. I stopped exercising and instead started eating junk food. I gained 40 pounds in 2 years. Under this time, my husband, then fiance, was very supportive and loving. I felt guilty and tried to give him out several times, but he instead proposed and we got married last summer. Since our marriage, I've been feeling much better and it showed. I've lost around 20 pounds so far and I gained back my muscles and abs. He was so happy to see me feeling better. On his computer, however, it was a totally different story. He was talking almost under our entire relationship to his ex-wife about me. His ex-wife, 46F, left him about 7 or 8 years ago for her colleague. The relationship didn't work and she tried to get back together with my husband. He has already met me, but they stayed friends, mostly via chat, texting, since she lives 12 hours away. My husband was complaining about everything about me, my job, my depression, my cooking, but mostly about my weight. He was telling me how disgusting I was to him, how he even found it hard to share the same bed since I snored like a dog. He sent her pictures of me while sleeping, sometimes in underwear with comments about my belly, double chin, back boobs, etc. She found these pictures extremely amusing and she came up with the name White Whale. They both found it hilarious, and now that is what they referred to me as. They don't flirt exactly or talk about being together or starting an affair, but they do say they miss each other and they reminisce about the time they were married. She's more flirtatious and he really enjoys it. Whatever he's telling her isn't what I have experienced with him. I don't disgust him. He tells me that he loves me all the time. We have great and passionate sex, and the way he touches and makes love to me is so great. He must be a really good actor if he was really disgusted by me. And he hates the few times we have to sleep apart. He's lying and I don't know why he's doing it. He's lying to one of us and I'm not sure if I want to know who he's lying to and why. I decided to get out of this marriage and leave this behind me. Right now I'm acting like everything is normal, but I have started looking for a new job in another city and a place to rent. I also started with birth control pills in case something happens between us, and I have talked to a lawyer to prepare the divorce and start the process once I'm gone. One thing I'm not going to do is fall back into depression and weight gain. I will not allow it. What a waste of love he has been. Edit. it. I can't believe I need to explain this about the birth control pills. Very simple explanation. Up until I went through his messenger, I love and trusted this guy, and we had great sex life, and we were trying to conceive. When I read that, what he has written, and the way he took pictures of me sleeping, something happened inside me, like I don't know this person in front of me anymore, and I can't read his face, and I don't trust him. I don't know how long I'm gonna need to stay under the same roof as him, and I don't know what his reaction would be if I refused him under a long period of time with no real excuse. I don't know what else he's capable of, besides taking pictures of sleeping people. I don't know if I, in a moment of weakness, succumb to lust, or if he, for a moment, could fool me that he actually loved me. For all these reasons, and many darker scenarios, I have played in my head. I'm taking extra precautions. Anyone with an IQ of a chicken could understand that, or so I hope. Thank you everyone for the support, and I will update you when I know more about where I'm headed. Well, at least he's giving you a quick way to lose some dead weight. What a freaking a-hole. You'll be much better off without him. Just saying, 40 pounds is easy to gain in that situation, but 20 pounds is hard to lose. You should be very proud. I would suggest printing out the emails, then leaving them on the kitchen counter with your house keys and wedding band when you leave. Leave while he's not there. If that's how he wants to behave, let him see that you left him because of it. That must be so heartbreaking to read. How could this person act one way about you and then turn to speak so ill or poorly of you to someone else? It just doesn't make any sense. Have you tried confronting him? Save the messages for divorce court. Sorry he did this to you. Start putting money away now. Peanut M&Ms are far superior than regular M&Ms, and I'm tired of people saying otherwise. There's nothing to say. Peanut M&Ms are far superior for two reasons. One, it has the perfect ratio of saltiness and sweet, and two, it's peanuts with chocolate. There's nothing more that needs to be said. Regular M&Ms are too concentrated when it comes to chocolate, and they're very bland in my opinion. This is all. Thank you for reading my rant at 2 in the morning. I hope you all have a good day. That's not how you spell crispy. That's not how you spell almond, alright? I'm allergic, bro. I literally die. I prefer the Rice Crisp ones. I was about to say this. I freaking love the crisp ones. Best M&M ever. Pretzel M&Ms will always have my heart. I don't like how the peanuts mask the intensity of the chocolate. To each their own. Mini M&Ms trump them all. Shove them up your butt because they are poop. Caramel M&Ms. Shrug. I hate my 7-year-old sister. I hate saying this, but I've reached the point where I can't even see her in front of me without losing my patience. She's been raised as a damn spoiled kid doing whatever she freaking wanted, with my mother defending her behind the "she's just a child and you're 19" excuse. She yells at my mother and threatens her, so does with me. But I don't stay quiet as my mom does. I always snap back. She screeches to get anything she wants, and always does, even if that means f***ing me over. She gets into my room and steals my stuff and breaks it, and then says my stuff moved itself to her room, and my mother always looks away because she's just a child, and if you yell at her, you're psychologically abusing her. I try to treat her calmly, explaining carefully that her behavior towards my mother and me is not okay, but she always doesn't f***ing understand and keeps being the same little piece of shit as always. Yesterday, I reached my breaking point with her. We have 2 hamsters. Well, had 2 little precious fur balls. One of them was mine, bought with my own money, and the other was bought by my mom for my sister. Since then, I've been telling my mom that it wasn't a good idea to give my sister a living creature, but she never listened. My sister always grabbed her poor hammy in a harsh way, shaking it, playing with it as if it was a toy. I told her many times to stop treating the hamster that way, and it's my hamster. You don't have the right to touch it, I get as a response. Yesterday, my sister took the poor animal's cage to her room without permission. Minutes later, she comes screeching and yelling that the hamster fell from the window. We live in a 3rd floor flat. The poor thing agonized and died minutes later. The hamster fell from the window itself from a closed cage in a room which had a tightly closed window. I don't believe a fucking word from that little liar. But then again, my mom justified the hamster's death, saying she's just a child. Then my sister went back into her room to play as if nothing happened after telling my mom to buy her another hamster. Edit, my mom believes my sister is not lying and the hamster threw itself out the window. Now I can't even look at my sister without feeling like I'm gonna explode of anger. I hate her, and I know it's wrong to feel that towards a child, and I even feel like a bad person for hating her, but she's not gonna change. My life has been shit since the day she was born and nobody cared. Thanks for reading this far. Your sister commits war crimes. She's just a child. She's old enough to know how to treat pets. My 4-year-old niece knows that. Your mother is failing that child and you. This kid is dangerous, bro. She's gonna hurt people. Are you able to move out? No. At least not until I finish my degree at university, and I'm in my 1st year. Tell your mom to get that kid straight, or she's gonna wake up one day with the 7-year-old holding a knife over her. Don't let your mom get a pet for her ever again. When you're out of university, get out of that house as quick as you can. Your sister has a real psycho behavior, and if not corrected, she's gonna kill something bigger. Stay safe. Animal abuse is where I draw the line. Just get out and never look back. Let your mother deal with that little shit. My husband screams while puking. It's horrible, but I get enraged when my husband is sick because of the way he pukes. He screams and gargles. I don't mean normal noises. I'm taking full-on, all-out screaming. It's legitimately unnecessary. I'm talking to him about it, and all he can say is, it helps. It does not help at 3:30 a.m. when he's had too much to drink, and I've woken up to the sounds of a grown man emptying his entireties into my toilet. I've never heard any other human being make as much noise when they're sick. SOS, man. SOS. I had to say I love the interactions most of us are here. Y'all are hilarious and intellectual. My husband doesn't have a drinking problem. We rarely drink, and he rarely actually gets sick from drinking, but when he does, it definitely is a phenomenon to behold. I vented on a venting page this morning because I was annoyed after being woken up to these crazy sounds at 4 a.m. and then listening to do it for a few hours, I came to see that many other people have this problem, and we've laughed about it together, so thank you. Puke tip: if you're really nauseous and you just want to get it over with, lean over a garbage can or toilet and take a long, slow, deep stomach breath through your mouth. Let your mouth hang open the entire time, starts the drooling, and gets the job done in 30 seconds, no retching or gagging or dry heaves. The hurling wolf at midnight. My husband sounds like a velociraptor when he pukes. I don't even know how he manages to turn a stomach bug into a scene from Jurassic Park, but it was very unsettling the first time I heard it. After 16 years, I'm used to it now, and it just makes me laugh. This honestly sounds horrific. I'm very sorry, but I just try to imagine the situation in my head in a way I can't figure out how I can let anything out while screaming, but at the same time, it's hilarious to imagine someone screaming into a toilet bowl. However, I do sympathize with you, and I hope you will find a solution for this. WTF? Was just asked out on a date by this girl, and I've never been on a date. She asked me if I had plans for Saturday, and I just played it cool and said nah. And then she asked me if I wanted to go to the movies. Now I'm here, and my anxiety is killing me as the day approaches. I've already thought about 7,000 things that can go wrong. I honestly just want to call and just cancel. Calm down, LOL. You're gonna do amazing. Congrats on your movie date. Do you know which movie you're gonna go see? Batman. Funny thing is, if you tell her you're stressing about watching a movie with her because she's cute and you don't want to act stupid, you win points. If you cancel, you lose points. If you hit 0 points, she's no longer interested. Also, the points don't exist. Good luck, OP. Nah, don't cancel. You got this. Tell her you're nervous. It makes the situation so much easier for everyone. I'm 100% sure she's nervous as well, so if you break the ice, both of you win. It is totally normal to be nervous AF, so that's really the best way to go about it. Once you name it, it loses its horror. You got this. Don't cancel. Whatever you do not cancel. You can do this. Just found out my boyfriend got another girl pregnant, and you know what? I don't care. Sound like he's gonna be a dad. I'm just happy it ain't me he got pregnant. Good luck to his baby mama though. She's gonna need it. He's upset that I'm happy about it. Told him congrats on his new family and to get out of my apartment. Pork his feelings. Gonna go have fun getting drunk at the beach tomorrow. Consider yourself lucky you found out who he really was now instead of 20 years of marriage and 3 kids later. You dodged a bullet. Enjoy those drinks. Sounds like you dodged a bullet there. Good for you. He has nerve to be upset. We love to see trash taken out. My god, OP, your energy is contagious. Amazing response to all that nonsense. That's it for today's video, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful night. Goodbye.